Sorry, so many things open.
Yeah, we lost our phone too during executive session because there's nobody on it for more than an hour.
Welcome to the conference room. Enter the conference pin and confirm your entry. This conference has not yet started.
Okay.
Great. The Board of Directors Midderfree will now exit executive session and reconvene open session at 11:59 a.m. No final decisions were made and no votes were taken in executive session. The public phone line has been unmuted, and representatives of the news media may once again report on all board discussions and actions. And for the record, Meredith Klein left at 10:59 a.m. Lynette Pettibone left briefly at 11:25 a.m. and returned by 11:32 a.m. and we maintained quorum during executive session.
Okay. So items for board action is next on the agenda. Lynette Pettibone was gonna.
Yeah, this is Lynette Pettibone, and in case number 20-10015, I move to close unsubstantiated.
Do we have a second, please?
This is Christine, I second. This is Christine, I second.
A motion has been made and seconded. I'll call for a vote. Kelsey Fisher, aye. Meredith Klein, left. Beth Iva,
Aye.
Christine Morales,
Aye.
Lynette Pettibone,
Aye.
Meredith Mance.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you. And again, this is Lynette Pettibone in case number 22-10573. I move to close for lack of jurisdiction.
This is Christine, I second.
A motion has been made and seconded. I'll call for a vote. Kelsey Fisher, aye. Meredith Klein is absent. Wendy Smith is absent. Beth Iva,
Aye.
Christine Morales,
Aye.
Lynette Pettibone,
Aye.
Meredith Mance.
Aye.
Motion passes.
And one more grouping. This is Lynette Pettibone again, and in case numbers 21-10052, 21-10081, 21-10267, and 22-10462. I move to close unsubstantiated and pursuant to the board's direction.
This is Christine, I second.
A motion has been made and seconded. I'll call for a vote. Kelsey Fisher, aye. Meredith Klein is absent. Wendy Smith is absent. Beth Iva,
Aye.
Christine Morales,
Aye.
Lynette Pettibone,
Aye.
Meredith Mance.
Aye.
Motion passes. Are there any other action items?
This is Lynette, and are we on other board business?
If we don't have any more action items, then yes, we can move on to other board business.
Go ahead,
Do you have-
Lynette.
I do. I think that maybe someone at HLO was going to bring this up, but it was. It's been discussed by the birth center owners that they are asking for a change regarding licensing midwives who have robust experience from other states. It sounds like they're having some difficulty onboarding due to an extensive amount of paperwork and time in order to get these midwives licensed in Oregon. Is the HLO aware of that concern?
Most of the requirements are in law, and the few that are not are ones the board distinctly decided to add, like the additional births, the continuity of care. So nothing we could address, but you could open up rules again and change that. Everybody has to get NARM. Everybody has to have the additional births per law. Everybody has to be CPR certified. And then the board, the last time we did rulemaking in 2019, added additional births that had to be done in different areas: continuity of care, newborn assessment, You could open up rules and change that.
Can I just read real quick what they sent me? Because again, this is kind of last minute stuff, but they say they're hiring and had to apply recently for a license about a month ago. They're having a hard time filling out paperwork, almost as if it's her NARM, and they want 10 assists in the last 2 years. And of course, she's been a primary for many. It's a strange process to make someone with experience wait so long, especially with the shortage of providers.
I don't think there's anything that requires those births to be assist births. They can be in any capacity.
I haven't looked at it recently, so I couldn't say. I'm just.
Yeah, I know that it's
Oh, sorry, go
worded
ahead.
weird because you need like a signature, like signing off that you attended them, but to my understanding,
there
ahead,
has
Kate.
been some questions about this. It says in number 2 of 332.015.0030, in addition to the requirements listed in 1 of this rule, an applicant must provide proof of having participated in 25 deliveries as an assistant, 25 as a primary, or primary under supervision. That's kind of confusing what those two are, how they're different. 100 prenatal business, 25 newborn, 40 postnatal, 10 deliveries where continuity of care was provided. Nowhere does it say it needs to be signed off by a supervisor, but on our, that I can see, but on our documentation, the applications, it does say that. And this is actually a question that has come up. It actually came up last week, and I was going to try and fit it in, but it wasn't not possible. So I don't read that it needs to be supervision, but on our apps it says that, but they can be changed very simply.
Yeah, I think that would be great if the paperwork could be changed to reflect the actual rules. That's not specifying births as an assistant with a primary midwife signing off.
And what, can you clarify for me, 25 deliveries as a primary or the primary under supervision? I don't understand why they're both there.
Because it could be someone who just finished their requirements in another state and then moved here for a job, right? So they could have just graduated and had their 25 plus more primary under supervision births, but weren't actively practicing yet. Or maybe they moved here and they were getting their under supervision while waiting for licensure. So I think it makes sense to leave them both. Like they're different circumstances.
Are you looking for something?
I mean, but if they're being primary, it's primary, right?
No, you can still be under supervision. That's a NARM thing. Like that's not something that we should change.
Well, that's not, I don't believe it. I'm pulling up the law right now. Hold on. Just see.
Like I think either primary or primary under supervision is important that we state that both are okay.
Because I'm going to tell you, that's one of the most difficult things for us to interpret when we're licensing someone. It's unclear what that really means.
Well, I think that part of the complication is that you can sit for your NARM exam having only had 20 primaries under supervision, and you're allowed to submit the last 5 afterwards. And so somebody could.
Christine, I have to get off the phone. Hang on. So I'll see you guys next month.
Thanks, Christine.
Okay, bye.
So somebody could pass their NARM exam and qualify for an Oregon license, but not until they've done their 25 primaries. And so because we have the traditional midwife exemption, somebody could go do 5 more births as a traditional midwife.
Because what the law says is all the things, transport plan, cardio, pulmonary, all that, and then require that the applicant participate in a minimum of 25 assisted deliveries, 25 deliveries for which the applicant was the primary care provider, 100 prenatal care visits, 25 newborn exams, and 40 postnatal exams. So those are required. I don't know where that would include supervision. And then the next one is a person who desires to become an LDM shall submit an application to HLO stating the applicant's qualifications for licensure. If the applicant meets the standard established in one of the section, the applicant is not disqualified from licensure. The office shall issue an annual license. Direct entry midwife license under the section is entitled to payment. So I don't know where it says supervision and how that got on the application. But let me work with licensing and see if we can get that resolved. But is there other things that were problematic to the process?
It sounded like the other requirement that people were misunderstanding was there's something about 10 births in the last 2 years or something. And I think on the form, it requires like a signature verification. But for midwives transferring from another state, like they should be able to just sign their own that they were primary midwife or however they participated. It's not like
not even in the 10 deliveries does it talk about supervision. It says 10 deliveries where continuity of care was provided as an assistant or primary. The continuity of care must include prenatal visit, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't say it has to be under supervision.
That's a different requirement. I thought that there was a requirement about attending 10 births in the last 2 years or something.
Of the 50 births in 2, at least 25 must have taken place in a community birth, and 10 must have occurred within 2 years.
And so on the form, when you're filling out those 10, there's a column for like a signature verification. And I think people are interpreting that to mean that they were supposed to be supervised.
I know, that's exactly it. I think that application can be pared down to like, I don't believe that you have to list every single birth. I think you can just attest that you did 25.
That would be great, because that's
on my
not
list
how
of
it
things
is.
to do.
Okay.
But
great.
also, it doesn't, does it say that? Oh wait, must have been obtained within 2 years? No, that's Legend Drugs and Devices. I'm trying to find where in the law it says you have to have had 10 in the last 2 years of anything.
It doesn't. That's added to the rule.
Okay, so let's make sure, yeah, I think we should definitely make sure that the application matches the rule.
I'll talk with licensing and Bob, and then make sure that we're in line with the law, and then I can try and report that at the next meeting. I have a lot of things happening right now, so I'm not going to guarantee it.
Is there and then maybe to help them in the shorter term, is there a backup that we know of in licensing applications?
What do you mean?
Like once they apply, is there a significant amount of time that we're waiting for someone at HLO to review them before the license can be issued?
I have no idea. That would be Tina.
Yeah, I couldn't answer that.
Okay.
But
Lynette,
we can that.
Just to offer, if you want to offer some insight to them too, I moved here as an experienced midwife and went through this process. I'm happy to answer questions. One thing that I did with the signature stuff was I just had my supervisor at the birth center I was a staff midwife at write a letter attesting that I attended all of those births. And then no signatures because I'm in a new state, right? So you can't get them. But I think if we remove the signature, that takes off the problem. But at the end of the day, for me, the biggest barrier was LD and D, and we're addressing that already. So quite frankly, they shouldn't have a problem.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
I
Anything
have
else? Oh,
one other thing. I know that there has been a request for the public to be able to access the visual part of the meeting. Has there been any update or progress onto that?
This is Bob. We're just continually doing research on it. The state gives us certain parameters that we can work with regards to teams. So short answer is no, it's not resolved yet.
Okay. Anyone have anything else or other board business?
I would just comment that that's pretty disappointing that that's still not resolved. And I am really not understanding the hiccup there because RAC meetings were able to be done with all RAC members participating visually. So I'm not sure what the difference is.
well, they also use Zoom and we have to use
Yeah.
MS Teams, so.
So
knows?
Zoom is different, and that's what Portland uses quite a bit. And we end up in breakout rooms, and that is the problem we're having with Teams, is they've given us parameters that we can work within, and we're finding it difficult to do a breakout room and maintain continuity with folks that are from the public.
And we have no ability to go back and renegotiate to be able to use Zoom.
That we can talk with Portland about it and OIS or IT about it. But we were doing research up until very recently on trying to get MS Teams because that's what everybody's been used to using.
Well, let's ask the question.
Say it again.
Let's ask the question of whoever
Will
we
do.
need to ask the question of. That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay.
I have one more thing going back to the reports. I know in the past there's been a request for the financial report to have a breakdown of the expenditures of the board, and we didn't have the detailed breakdown today. But if we could get that detailed version in the future, that would be great.
Okay.
Any other board business? Well, hearing no other business, we are ready to adjourn. So the Board of Direct Entry Midwifery meeting is adjourned at 12:17 p.m.
Very good. Thank you all.